folks, to the second quarter here on Pigskin Holiday. We're going to cover a few scores right quick and go on to some interesting games coming up. First of all, real quick, let's just cover Detroit-Dallas. 34-30 final score. Come on, man. Hey, Rob, you okay? So the Cowboys are up big, decently big at home against Detroit, an undefeated team.
Yeah.
Romo had the thing against the Jets. I grilled him. Then I ate crow against San Fran when he came in with broken ribs and had a good game. Then last week they beat Washington Monday night. No touchdowns.
Without a touchdown. Yeah.
But a gutsy leader on the field.
Right.
Romo took charge. And this week, same thing seemed to be happening. And then all of a sudden he throws 3 picks in the second half, 2 are for pick 6. They gave the game away. And then my biggest complaint about that is, and folks, this is elementary stuff, like the Rams on the fair catches yesterday. When the ball's coming down, you got a lot of people coming out your way. Wave your hands like you just don't care. Don't get smacked. They did it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
The whole team is so undisciplined. You can't do that. And the Cowboys, I've seen them a few times do some stupid defensive penalties. When you get a team on a 3rd down and you can stop them and force a field goal, when that helps your situation, you do it. You don't hold it in the end zone, guys. Come on. Right? I mean, Rob Ryan does not preach that kind of football. I don't know what's wrong with them people, but they gave that game away.
Well, I think a lot to do with Rob Ryan that's wrong with him is the fact that he said that Calvin Johnson would be a number 3 receiver on his team.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but Calvin Johnson, no matter no matter what team he's on, is a number 1 receiver.
He's got the mojo.
Yeah.
Much mojo.
Especially having pretty much an abysmal first half and then coming back in the second half to get 96 yards and 2 touchdowns, 2 clutch touchdowns. You don't say that person's going to be, especially whenever you have your number 1 corner.
We have Roger Goodell on the line.
Uh-oh.
Or is that Rob Ryan?
That might be Rob Ryan.
How dare you talk about
Yeah, he's quick on the draw.
Now, the thing about this is Detroit was still down by 17 in the 4th quarter, and then they came back and won.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't just throughout the last half. It was in that last quarter that
But
they blew it so
Romo
bad.
threw consecutive pick 6s back to back.
Right.
I mean, dude, the dude did so much hard work to rebound himself from that fiasco in New York, and then for this to happen yesterday, he's messing up some people's Christmas card list. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're scratching off, writing in, scratching off. No Romo.
He's banking on that PGA Tour. That's what he's banking on.
No.
But
He might have a better shot there.
got to give props to Stafford and the Lions for staying in there. And I watched the last drive. And
Showing a lot of heart, too, which has
There
kind of
is
been
no
lackluster
quit in
in
those
Detroit
guys.
for a while,
No quit in them this year
Yeah.
at all.
They
Second
pulled-
time that they've come back.
they pulled the Buffalo card yesterday.
Yeah.
So anyway, on to some other games. San Fran, Philadelphia. Wow, look at San Fran. San Francisco is like 3-1 now, and Philadelphia, Vic had 405 yards, and Jackson had a monster game, and they lost. They're 1-3. But yesterday, the Eagles lost another close game, and Vic stayed in this time.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
I don't have a clue. They're just falling apart. And up until this game, we thought that the factor was, okay, Vic got you guys up ahead. Now he's got to sit down
we're
for a
blaming
while.
all offensive line, and when you have a 400 and something yard passing game, you can't really blame your offensive line. Regardless of if you're scrambling or not. I mean, there's going to be at some point you're staying in the pocket and you're able to make those throws. Otherwise, you wouldn't have 400 plus yards passing.
The 49ers have their upcoming schedule is Tampa Bay, Detroit, Cleveland, Washington. Back to the San Francisco 49ers. Looking at their schedule, they have a division with the Rams. The Lambs.
Yeah.
The roadside. What do you call the roadkill Seahawks and the roadkill Cardinals? I mean, they can win this division right now.
Oh yeah,
At
easy
this
to
point,
say.
they're looking pretty good, but that's just compared to some pretty bad teams.
Well, their schedule has a mix of both. They have a pretty decent combination, but they can definitely go through there and win some games. I'm looking at the schedule here. The toughest opponents they have coming up are like Detroit,
Yeah.
Baltimore, Pittsburgh. That's really about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's Seattle, St. Louis, Arizona, the Giants, Washington, Cleveland. Not much going on there.
No.
So what's working there in San Fran there, Mario?
I honestly think that it's finally Alex Smith maybe finding a little niche for himself in an offense that works finally, you know what I mean? Like they've been so heavy on like pushing defense and pushing, you know what I mean, like building up this defense and whatever, which the defense obviously it can kind of go either way. Sometimes it seems like they work so well together, and other times it's just kind of like everybody all over the place doing, you know, out for them.
Yeah.
But now it seems like maybe Alex Smith is kind of getting on a roll and like understanding a little bit more what's going on with the offense.
Mike Singletary's on the line for you.
Right. And, you know, on top of that, it has a lot to do with, you know, maybe the fact that he hasn't done well in the past is, you know, it has a lot to do with the fact that he only had, you know, he's had 4 head coaches in his entire career.
But they all stuck with him.
Right, they did.
For the most part. Someone saw something in him, Alex Smith, to go forward.
Well, I mean, he was great at Utah. He did very well at Utah.
It's Utah.
Right, but still, you know.
Not as high up as TCU or Dalton was.
No.
So how about your what?
I was just gonna say I do think that him and Harbaugh together are a fit.
It seems to be working. They're 3-1 right now.
Right.
And they've had to fight for some of those games.
Yeah.
How about your PPR in the fantasy league, Frank Gore?
Oh, Gore is a monster.
Points per reception.
He's tearing it up on every front, which he usually does until he gets hurt. And
he wasn't even supposed to play for the San Francisco game this past weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of San Fran's success so far and throughout the rest of the season is going to rely on what happens with Gore. If Gore goes down, I think that they're going to go down. And not necessarily as a whole, but I don't think that they're going to get the points that they need. I think that their defense will stay solid like it has been.
Defense can keep you in a game, but
right.
You can't score points.
Right.
You can't move forward. Speaking of which, Frank Gore reminds me of Matt Forte, who was a freaking beast yesterday. 205 yards, I think it was.
Wow.
The dude was
he's up to 634 yards
Cutler
this season.
had what was it? He had like 109 yards passing or some shit.
It was ridiculous. Crazy.
The Bears do not always do that though. They're not a consistent team, so don't expect the Bears to do this every week.
No, but Forte's a consistent player.
He is. And last week you mentioned in your special section we had on the hot seat with CT, which is the most popular show on Pigskin Holiday on YouTube, by the way. We're also up to about 320 hits, folks. So thanks for all you viewers for watching. That's 2 weeks worth, 320 hits or so. Yeah. We're doing pretty good. We're going to keep on rolling that train on down the tracks this year. We have a lot of football left, folks.
So the greatest
Pigskin Holiday
of all
on
of the times.
YouTube. What's that?
The greatest of all of the times.
I want to rock your body to the break of the dawn. Wheelie, 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 wheelie. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Anyway, the Eagles are 1-3 now, and they're supposed to be like the dream team of the year. It ain't working out too good.
No.
We covered the Saints. They rolled easy over Jacksonville. Gabbert didn't have a bad game though.
No, he did not.
That team's not in bad hands. Just like Carolina. Carolina and Jacksonville are kind of the same situation, but Cam Newton is really doing a fantastic job.
Oh my gosh.
He really is.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of naysayers out there before the season started.
There was.
You can't be now.
How about we covered Denver, Green Bay. Speaking of Denver, dude, I would not want to be John Fox up there in Denver right now because Randy Orton's brother, Kyle Orton, there is not working out too good.
Nope.
And
he needs to go to another team.
And the fans are.
I would like
he never
him to
was
go to
that
another
good.
team.
Neither is Cutler for that matter. But the fans are clamoring for Tim Tebow. Now, if you're the Denver Broncos and you invested all this money in this draft pick into Tim Tebow, there is pressure at some point to bring the guy in.
Yeah.
We discussed earlier how to handle that. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I mean, they're about 2-3 games away from not being able to recover this season at all. Right now, in a perfect world, they could, but they're not going to. But about 2 or 3 more games, they just need to toss him in there. Just give the people what they want, because they've got nothing to lose at this point.
Well, you know, about giving people what they want, I mean, the whole, it's not like we're talking about a bad quarterback. Kyle Orton is good, and he's always been at least in the top 10 for the past, 3 or 4 years, and it just gets overlooked by the fact that he's at Denver. You know, they're always in the bottom line as far as statistics. They're always in the bottom line as far as, just yards per game or what points per game. But Kyle Orton always seems to be consistent. He's the one consistent factor for their offense that just doesn't click. You know?
I don't think so. You know, back in the day, they had a consistent running game where no matter who you put in, they ran the ball well. I'm not sure who their OC is or what's going on there, but their schedule indicates a tough situation. So if they don't get together right now, they're doomed.
And one horrible problem for them right now at the running back situation.
Figure one now. I'm gonna pick it here.
One horrible problem right now for the running back situation is the fact that no Sean Marino, when healthy, is awesome. When unhealthy, is awful.
Yep.
So I mean, you have an
definitely
injury.
black and white situation with him.
Exactly.
There's no middle ground.
Exactly.
It's either great performances or terrible.
He's great, or he's injured, and and it's a horrible injury almost
Steven
every time.
Jackson, is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Kind of. A little bit better, but
Anyway, Denver is sort of in a bad shape as far as the schedule. I expect Tebow to be in there within the next 2 weeks. Maybe not full time, but but it's going to become more soon. And what are the chances that they do that the Broncos can turn it around?
Maybe it could be the fact that it's under new leadership. You know, as far as the quarterback position, you have like a new fire in there, like somebody who's just ready to go because he's getting his chance to shine. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see him doing much more than Kyle Orton has already done, because Kyle Orton has been pretty successful as far as his numbers in Denver. But, I mean, I don't know. I think maybe this could be a better fit for Tebow at quarterback, because maybe the offense, you know, he kind of understands it a little bit more than Kyle Orton does.
Well, I think the one knock on him is that he came from Cal, he doesn't really understand the system, or is not really that kind of quarterback. But I think the good thing about Tebow is he improvises,
right.
And maybe that would be a good thing, that you come in and bring a new light to the offense.
Well, I mean, the only way that they're really going to find out what he can do is let him do it. And
well, they have to. I mean, they invested a draft pick
right.
in the guy, and
that's some pretty potent stuff that they tossed out there to get him. And it's obvious that they want him at some point, but I think they need to do it sooner than later. Just because, you know, like Mario said, Orton's not bad, but at the same time,
he's not efficient.
Nothing's going on.
Right.
They need to try something new.
Right. And maybe he might be a better fit there. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
But like maybe he might be a better fit there, considering their offense is kind of geared more towards. I mean, Eddie Royal, he's a fast.
Exactly.
He's fast. He's on the move. Yeah, it's an explosive offense. And
maybe
Tebow
they're
is
trying to
explosive.
go too systematic right now.
Right. Yeah. And Tebow is more of a that explosive type of player, like just that on the move, like creating. So he's very creative whenever he gets out of the pocket.
Well, he is.
So
well, you know what else about Tebow is, like, when he's on the field, man. I mean, like, you watch him play in Florida. He's a leader.
Oh, yeah.
He's a fun leader. He's exciting. He's also like, come on, let's get this going. And he gives you confidence, and you also have confidence in him that when he starts talking like that, he's going to back his part up.
Right.
So you want to bring your game.
And no matter what, like whatever he says, like anything that he tells you, he's going to back up off.
You
the
believe
field
in
as
it.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, how about this? Let's play a little game right quick. We got about 1 minute left, so make it quick. All right. You're the GM. You're the coach. There's pressure about putting Tebow in. How do you handle that?
Wait 2 more games.
I say wait until you have a decent loss, where coming into the third quarter, middle of the third quarter, that it's just not going to happen for you. Put him in then and see how he does in a quarter and a half.
It'll happen soon, folks.
Yeah.
All over.
Dave
all
Dukes.
over the place.
Hey, Daddy, man. You should get you one. All right, folks. That's the end of the second quarter. It's time for halftime here on Pigskin Holiday Time to eat some pork rinds.